All right, Elizabeth, based off the interviews that we've done with community members here, we've spoken to parents, we've spoken to community members that are concerned about the school system. What's been your takeaway? What's your take-home message to the community of Lawrence? What have you learned about the New Orleans school system and how it's transformed, and what's important that we share with our community back at home?
So, hello everyone. Some of the takeaways that I have learned from speaking to different parents right from our gate at the airport to where we are now are that, number one, parents are invested in their kids' future. They do care. And for the reason that they care, the reason behind their care and their trust, they're putting their care and their trust into these new initiatives of charter schools or private schools, versus them going to the public schools, which seem to have failed their desires to have their children progress. But what I find in each and every one of these conversations is that not even if they have a choice of putting their kids in a private school or in a charter school, do they find that success measure that they want for their kids. I've heard a lot of things about tests that they're taking, how they're not being taught to be critical thinkers. Also, the people that are employed by charter schools might not have the same appropriate education that a teacher should have. So we find people moving into these charter schools or private schools not unwittingly knowing that what they think is best for their kids is probably not as good as they thought it could be. Some people have reflected on maybe if we would have taken the time to fight for the rights of the children in the public school system, maybe we wouldn't be in the situation that we are right now. But collectively, all of them have experienced that as a parent, their voice is shut out of the decisions that they would like for their children of how they would like their children to live their life in the public school education. So one of the takeaways that I'm receiving is that not only has the charter school movement been something that parents have thought was a great thing, because parents ultimately want the best for their child, but they have been used, their innate mothering or parenting skill has been attacked by selling them this idea that if you take your kid to a charter school, it's going to be better. And the results of all my conversations has been that it's really up in the air, that what's best for the kid is certain type of behaviors, like having them think critically, having them be loved by their teacher, having enough social emotional support by their school. So these are the same things that we want in the public school system. And we're hearing them from parents who have ultimately put their children in the charter school system. So what is the difference? If we are going to question that charter schools are going to be here to kind of salvage something or to kind of make our kids live a better life, then we have to question, what does that really mean? And we definitely need to stop using parents as or their love for their children as a scapegoat to try to put up these schools, because it's breaking down the fabric of future generations. We don't know whether we're going to have like remote control or people who could think critically. I don't really see that we're going to have many scientists or doctors if we keep on going in this rate. And those are the things that these communities do need. Ultimately, parents are being used because they love their children a lot. All the parents have told me how much they care for their kids. And the results that you would think you would get from a charter school are not happening. And that's basically what I'm feeling.